Hey guys, it's Cameroon and welcome back to another video. Now it's the actual final week of the summer stage qualifiers and that means we have more pick'ems. Last week was a breath of fresh air when it comes to the Overwatch League meta. We've seen so many heroes on every role. Sombra isn't being played 24/7 and there seems to be more comps being played overall. Like the fact that Torbjorn and Orisa are actually getting a decent amount of playtime is a little surreal. Like I don't know what timeline we're in now, but honestly I'll take anything over the Winston, Tracer, Sombra meta because that lasted far too long. For the most part, the games were great on both the east and the west side of things, and I've got nothing to really complain about. My east knockout brackets are going how I thought it would, which is just middle of the pack. I swear, you can't perfectly predict the east. They are all over the place. I'm still rooting for the Dreamers though. We also had the Glads beating New York quite convincingly last week, meaning the Glads, if they can make their last game close, might actually make the play-ins. And of course, Vegas Eternal went completely winless for the season, which is sad. So let's have a moment of silence for our collective son, Rakattack. Anyways, if you don't know what this video is about or haven't watched any of my other pick'em videos, I basically go over the current Overwatch League week and give my predictions with a little bit of explaining to why I made them. Since I covered the East knockouts last week, we only have the West to talk about this time around. So with 2 days and only 6 games in total, we got a short pick'ems video for today, which is nice because I don't want these videos to always be long. Now, if you don't have a lot of time to listen to me explain everything, just like every other prediction video, I'll have a chapter where you can skip ahead to see my pick'ems. If you end up doing that, maybe just leave a like on the video, and if you want more, subscribing is always a nice way to let me know. Be sure to check out these videos on the screen right now if you're new to pick'ems and the Overwatch League. They'll get you set up for earning owl tokens and more. But now let's dive right into week 6 of the summer stage qualifiers, or week 14. I'll start with the West region because they're the only region to talk about. Okay, for the first game that happens on Saturday, we have New York Excelsior versus the Vancouver Titans. Now, after seeing New York face against Gladiators, the team that's been struggling for a while, I don't see New York Excelsior winning this match, which is really bad for them because they need to win to basically guarantee themselves in the play-ins. But Titans is a strong team. They put up a great fight against Toronto Defiant last week. Sugar Free is insane. Heesang's been playing incredible. Punk's a great tank. Just overall, their team is just very solid, and I don't see New York Excelsior being able to beat them because they don't perform consistent enough. I'm going to give the win to Vancouver Titans 3-1. Moving on, we have the Boston Uprising versus LA Gladiators. Now, last week, Gladiators beat New York, and it was quite convincing. Now, do I think they're going to beat Boston Uprising? No, but with the players that the Gladiators have, I want them to make this close, because if they can't win, they need to at least get 2 maps on this. Because if they get 2 maps, it's going to put them in a better spot, especially if New York and Washington Justice lose both of their matches. This is a very important thing to do. So I'm going to say Boston's going to take this, but only 3-2. I think Gladiators are going to push Boston right to the end. And then we move on to the final game for Saturday, which is Florida Mayhem versus the LA Valiants. You can hear me chuckle a little bit there. Yeah, no, like Mayhem is playing incredible. Someone's an MVP candidate. All of them are just so good. So I'm going to give this win to Florida Mayhem 3-0. And then moving on to the first match of Sunday, we have Toronto Defiant versus the Washington Justice. Now this match has already happened in the previous meta, and Toronto won. And now we're playing in a meta that favors Toronto even more. And then also Washington did lose their match as well to Atlanta Reign though. Did they even get a map? I need to check. Yeah, so they didn't even take a map from Atlanta Reign. I think Washington Justice has just been struggling. It makes no sense because they were playing so well in the beginning of the season. I think Toronto is just playing way better. They have their roster finally playing on more comfort picks. Surma Jed playing again. Awesome to see him. So with that in mind, Toronto Defiant is going to win 3-1 versus the Washington Justice. Then moving on, we have the Houston Outlaws versus the London Spitfire. This is an interesting match. Do I think Spitfire is going to win? No. But the last time they faced each other wasn't this season, and this was with the boring meta that we had to deal with for pretty much the whole season. London Spitfire took a map against the Houston Outlaws during that meta. And now London Spitfire is playing their comfort picks. They're playing the Rhine Rush. I love them for that. I gotta at least give London Spitfire a map against Houston Outlaws. I say Houston, with their incredible team, of course, are going to win this match 3-1 versus the London Spitfire. But I think it's going to be a great match to watch overall. And then finally, we have the Atlanta Reign versus the San Francisco Shock. The safe pick, of course. Go with Atlanta Reign. They're the better team. They get the better players. It is a new meta, though. But here's the thing. San Francisco Shock has Proper. I know people talk about Proper all the time, but I feel like this meta is leaning towards a carry meta with DPS again. It's not perfect, of course, but with Genji getting a little bit more playtime, Proper is an insane Genji, and he can literally win team fights by himself because he's Proper. So there's a potential chance that Proper just pops off and wins that game for them. Is it going to happen? Probably not. I'm going to say Atlanta Reign will win this match 3-1 against the San Francisco Shock. But just hear me out. Imagine how crazy it would be if the last match of the West region is San Francisco Shock beating Atlanta Reign. And here are my Week 6 Summer Stage pickups. I'm hoping for some great matches for this weekend. After this week, the West will also be entering into a knockout bracket, which I will cover in the next pick'ems video. And then after that, we move on to the playoffs and grand finals. So I'm pretty sure this is the third last pick'ems video of the season, or maybe forever if Overwatch League ends this year. I like the Overwatch League, so I don't want it to end, of course. Like, I'm still hoping it somehow miraculously continues. I like making these types of videos, and if the Overwatch League ends, but the esports survives, I'm going to find a way to still make videos covering this type of stuff. Esports Overwatch is my favorite type of Overwatch, and I'm not letting go of it. Remember, the East Region streams start on Saturday, September 2nd at 1 a.m. Pacific Time, 4 a.m. Eastern Time, or 9 a.m. UK Time, and the West Region streams start on Saturday, September 2nd at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or 8 p.m. UK Time. So be sure to submit your pick'ems before those times. Anyways, if you like the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Enjoy watching the Overwatch League this weekend, and I will talk to you all soon.